It's about an understanding in between you and somebody else, my gorgeous Aries, indeed, because this in itself is going to be playing an important role when it comes to you and when it comes to the actual entire month of June 2021. So the actual understanding in between you and somebody else is going to play a giant, enormous role, not only when it comes to this month, my gorgeous Aries, but it's also going to be playing an important role when it comes to the actual the rest of the year, because at the same time, specifically purely because of that situation that is going to take place at around the 3rd of June 2021, this is also at the same time going to be highly connected to the fact that you are going to have a remarkable opportunity, mind-blowing opportunity towards the end of the month of June 2021 indeed. My name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Aries, and it's for June 2021. So this monthly horoscope tarot card forecast is for you, my gorgeous Aries, and it's for June 2021. Your number in the actual numerology this month, my gorgeous Aries, is going to be 444. This is a very, very powerful number when it comes to numerology indeed, because it means that you are gonna make a really important step, really important move, because really significant situation is going to take place, which is going to reflect on your personal situation. So therefore onwards, you are going to have quite a lot to actually look forward to, and this is going to be very, very special months for you. On another hand, when it comes to number 444 in numerology also, you know, it's about the satisfaction that you are going to feel this month, and the satisfaction that you are going to feel this month is also going to reflect on relationships in your life, on the actual people around you and the people in your life, because they will be playing an important role. And by the time that you come to the end of the month, you will see exactly what I meant. It is all going to make sense. You know, you're gonna have like at around the mid-June, you are gonna have like an enlightening moment. You know, you're going to see something, and this is gonna mean to you so much, you know, because the things that didn't make sense to you are now suddenly going to make sense to you. So your eyes are most certainly going to be wide open. So it's very important to pay attention to the idea that you are going to have at the same time. More specifically, this is actually going to take place in the period in between the 16th of June and the end of that month. So this is going to take place in between the 16th of June and the end of that month indeed. So it's the actual idea that you need to pay attention to, because this idea is going to be more important when it comes to your personal situation than it may seem. And also it is rather significant not to miss this opportunity. I mean, if you do, it's not the end of the world, but you're just karmically going to work just a little bit more, just a little bit further, in order to kind of get this situation yet again in your life. So it's entirely going to be down to your karma and your spiritual journey when you're gonna be ready, because some of you may not be quite ready just yet. So this is why I say that there is going to be the second cycle of this that is actually going to return in September 2021. But it all depends on your personal situation, how open-minded you are, how daring you are, and also at the same time how optimistic, you know, how optimistic you are, because the optimism is going to be like the main key, really, the spiritual key that is going to be driving you through without even realizing. You're going to be unlocking the door all around you. In your particular situation, you know, from the 16th of June onwards, you know, there is the portal that is going to be open, and the portal is fully going to be open by the time you get to the 30th of June, because a lot that you're going to be thinking, a lot that you're going to be focusing on is just going to take slightly slower in order to manifest. But the 30th of June, it's going to bring you an important news. On another hand, also number 444 in numerology means, when it comes to the actual whole month of June, when it comes to you, my gorgeous Aries, it also means, you know, there is when you have that moment of enlightenment, and when you have this like idea, when your eyes open at the same time, you will know what really needs to go out of your life, because there is the certain adjustment that you are going to make, the certain abandonment is going to happen. Something is still kind of like a plodding along behind you. I say plodding along because it happens like that when it just starts to kind of drain energy, and once your energy is drained around things that you are doing, around the things that you are making, around things that you are trying to achieve, it just means that karmically you slowly came to an end. So it's also important to state and say that karmically, you know, something is going to come to an end, and it's going to require from you to really pay attention to this adjustment and edit that you need to make. I don't want to make this too confusing, but by the time you get to the actual end of June, you know, this is all kind of going to be kind of quite obvious indeed. So it's to do with an abandonment, but then at the same time, you know, as soon as you like focus on that part of your life, what kind of slowly came to an end, number 444 in numerology is also indicating the fact that it's just basically you're not going to be, you see, this is the time, this is the moment when this idea is going to be around you. This idea is subconsciously going to be really kind of guiding you through without you even realizing. On another hand, it's the idea that is going to bring you an important growth, progress, you know, and at the same time, you know, I want to say that there is going to be quite an important news that you are going to get when it comes to your personal progress as well, when it comes to things that you are doing, when it comes to your financial situation, when it comes to your personal situation, when it comes to your finances. There is a very important information that you are going to have, like there is an important news that you are going to have, my gorgeous Aries, and this is going to be brilliant, you know, because it's not kind of like going to all happen like this month, but you will have a very strong indication that you moved very close, so much closer towards something really big, towards something really great. But then again, the reorganization is going to be needed. You need to pay attention to like what parts of your life are actually very important, of a higher importance, and what parts of your life are not kind of as important at the moment, because a lot is going to be going on. So it's a very kind of significant time to really focus on those parts that you really want to kind of make grow and have like a great achievements around and things like that. And also what else, so it's going to require like a little bit of reorganization as soon as you hear that important information about the things moving on when it comes to your finances and when it comes to your personal situation. But then on another hand, you know, I do see a very important moment this month when it comes to very successful dealings. So this again goes both ways. You've got like a bit of a double whammy, double spiritual whammy indeed. And it's brilliant because on the one hand, it means that you're literally going to have a very successful negotiation. But on another hand, when I say that it goes like both ways, you just need to remember that you also are going to have a very vibrant power and energy when it comes to expressing yourself, when it comes to talking, when it comes to communicating. You are going to be on top of things like there is a no tomorrow. So that's why I'm saying that, you know, this is going to bring you that power of expression, which is just going to help your wings, you know, it's going to help you to spread your wings and fly beautifully, much higher and much further than what you would normally fly. So this is the time that if you do need to have some kind of negotiation, if you do need to discuss things with people that you don't really like discussing, anything like with this kind of notes, you know, this is the great time to do it, because most certainly the luck is going to be on your side. But also if you want to kind of get something or any kind of like dealings, for example, that you would like to have, you know, this month it's most certainly going to be rather successful, because number 7 is pretty much attached to it, and number 7 is one of the most powerful spiritual, the most significant number when it comes to like us doing the right things, us like following the right direction, us staying on our own path and doing the most, you know, that we could possibly make out of it. You see, very, very important to mention at the same time that if you you are doing the certain dealings, and if you are talking to other people and in order to achieve something, you know, then at the same time, number 7 is just also going to bring you luck. You know, it's going to increase your vibration. I know it sounds weird, but it's true. So you can write number 7 on your hand, or you can put number 7 like in a little bit, write on a little bit of paper and just put it in your pocket. Just as long as you have a number 7, you know, this is going to make you feel, this is going to increase your personal vibration when it comes to your luck as well. So you're going to be, your energy is going to be even more significant, even more undeniable. But then at the same time, you know, this is just going to increase so many other things when it comes to like a self-esteem, courage, without you even realizing. Okay. And on another hand, you know, it is, you know, by the end of the month, you are going to have an important success, and this will mean to you so much. Like really so much. And it's to do with like you know, having a personal gain when it comes to, in particular, when it comes to the finances, financial situation, but then again, overcoming a very, very heavy and difficult problem that was slowing you down and making things like a little bit uneasy for you. And this was very much so to do with a certain problem that was slowing you down over the last 8 to 9 months at least. So this overcoming obstacle will be very significant, because that created a challenge, you know, and you're gonna realize how much energy this also has actually been draining away from you. So this is gonna work in your wonderful advantage, and there is going to be the surprise, you know, that you're gonna have, you know, and it's to do with in terms of achievement, and it's to do with in term of success. A very victorious moment in time indeed. And this is also again indicating the fact that you are going to have a very successful negotiation. So I'm repeating, if you do need to have more negotiations this week, most certainly you should just go for it. Very important, my gorgeous Erini. When it comes to the actual your health, now, you know, it is just a basically, you're just gonna need something like a, basically I can see like a little bit of like a negativity when it comes to the area here. So it's to do with like a, maybe like a urinary tracts and things like that. And so I would just like, I'm not saying that, oh God, you're gonna have problems with urinary tracts. No, baby, no. I'm just saying that this is going to be quite sensitive area, you know, and this is going to be something where I can see like a little bit of negativity. So you can actually work really brilliantly in order to kind of make yourself better. So I would highly suggest you also like something which is going to be quite high in a vitamin C. Most certainly I would go for something like organic acerola cherry powder, which is, I spoke so many times, which is like really high in vitamin C, and it's natural. And you just take 1 little teaspoon, you just drink it with a little bit of water every single morning, and this is going to be brilliant, like mind-blowingly brilliant for you, because it's going to boost your vitamin C indeed, but it's also at the same time going to be brilliant when it comes to any kind of urinary like conditions or urinary sensitivities, because it's vitamin C. It's fantastic when it comes to that. And also, even so, it's organic acerola cherry powder. It's something that I highly recommend. And maybe if you can't get organic acerola cherry powder, I would highly suggest something like organic camu camu, which is also like a similar, which is to organic acerola cherry powder, is just even more higher in the actual vitamin C. And also, even more importantly, my gorgeous Erinis, I would highly suggest you something like organic cranberry juice, like also like ooh la la. It's fantastic, it's remarkable when it comes to like any kind of urinary conditions. I repeat, I'm not saying, oh my God, something really bad is going to happen. No, baby, no. I'm just saying that I'm seeing just a little bit of negativity here. So this is something that can help you so much when it comes to your personal nutrition, for example. So this is going to kind of help you quite a lot. So it's organic cranberry juice. It's like a must, and I would drink it every single day, every single morning. I would have it the first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, and this is just going to be brilliant for you. Okay. And then, you know, on another hand, it's just also, I would highly suggest you to get like a natural dose of B vitamins, because that in itself is going to be fantastic when it comes to the actual entire digestive system, because this is also this area down here. But also on another hand, it's going to boost your energy, and also natural B complex. You just need to make sure that it's natural, and it's going to be brilliant for the entire nervous system as well. and you just need to make sure that it's natural, and in particular when it comes to the actual folic acid within this big complex, it needs to be made in a folate, as a folate, and B12 needs to be made in a natural way rather than the actual chemical way. So this is something that you're going to find quite beneficial indeed. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor, you just need to check with your GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. So now, my gorgeous Aries, I'm just going to go and see what is going to be the first date that is going to be quite significant. So now I'm going on the 3rd of June. 1st, 2nd, and the 3rd of June. These 3 days are going to be like, oh my lord, like a complete eye-opener for you indeed. Something is going to happen. You're going to come across something and you're just not going to be able to stop thinking about it. And this in itself, it's going to be the time when something is going to be born within you. The certain essence, the certain spirit, you know, the certain seed is going to be planted without you even realizing. You will see this will be very, very interesting, although you may not be aware of it straight away at that moment in time, but as the months go, as the time goes by, you're just going to be going back in your mind to the certain point. So there is going to be the answer for you as well, an insight in the current situation, challenge, and problem that you wouldn't otherwise have. The 3rd of June in particular is going to be important when it comes to the actual understanding what I mentioned before in between you and somebody else. This is an important moment of understanding, because that it's also going to start like it's also going to be beneficial when it comes to the certain misunderstanding that you might have had with someone perhaps, but most certainly this is going to be the moment in time when you're going to be able to move on, and this is pretty much so to do with you realizing something in particular when it comes to like your family and family matters, you know, and you will know that, you know, you're gonna need to kind of also really put your input into the certain family matters here at the same time, because your help, your energy, your healing energy is going to be needed. Somebody in your family or somebody who's very close to you, like a really close friend, for example, perhaps their friends are also like a close family, people who we know for a long time, you know, but somebody is going to need your help, and you really do know exactly what to do. It's to do with your experience, it's to do with your life, it's to do with your spiritual journey. Oh my lord, this is very important. Okay, this is going to get back to you like a 10,000 times later in the best possible way karmically as a reward, and you will see exactly what I mean. On another hand, you know, the beginning of that understanding, what I said before, you know, after the misunderstanding, maybe that created a certain blockage, and you kind of like maybe froze yourself just a little bit. So there is going to be the continuation of something very important that is going to happen at the same time, you know. And I like this really pretty much so, because you are actually going to find an important stability as of this moment onwards. The 3rd of June is bringing you an important stability. This will be so personal to you, but also really important, because it's to do with you wishing something to happen and wanting something to happen. And now that moment in time, it's going to be so important, because you're going to feel like you are ready for new horizons. Just remember this, that you are going to feel ready for new horizons. Just remember this. This is very important. Something that I was going to recommend you, it would be like a black obsidian. Absolutely gorgeous, because at the same time, when it comes to June and July, this gorgeous black obsidian is going to help you to kind of like protect your energy, because it's a brilliant little energy protector, but at the same time it's not too harsh or anything like that. And I like the balance in between being very protective, but on another hand, the balance of inspiration that it brings us, and the balance of a certainty when we are uncertain about the specific situations in our life, because they drain energy. It depends on the situation and people. It's draining our energy, and then when the certain person or situation drains our energy, we are not ourselves anymore. It depends how re-energized we are to start in the first place, size, but it also depends on their own energy. So this is something that I would highly recommend you to wear every single time when you are trying to achieve something really important, but also when you throw yourself into all sorts of situations, whether this is around people or not around people, it doesn't really matter. But when you're trying to achieve something, you protect your energy with this gorgeous black obsidian. This comes with the sterling silver setting and the sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below, my gorgeous Aries. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. The second important date is going to be on the 16th of June. Oh my God. Dun, da, 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 dun, dun. No, this is brilliant because it, you know, you are really going to surprise yourself because, you know, the certain situation is going to arise, and, you know, it's just all about the enthusiasm that you're going to feel, the excitement that you're going to feel, and it is going to be pretty much so about a certain initiative. It's going to be the main driving factor, and that particular initiative that is going to be the main driving factor is going to be pushing you through, and you are going to come across the situation where, oh my God, I'm not too sure, my Lord, you know, what should I do, what I shouldn't do, you know, and things like that. But at the same time, you are going to find yourself like a being quite daring as well. So you will really be very brave and daring, and you will step through. And once you do this, you're going to realize, you know, a very, very important opportunity with unlimited possibilities. And I really like this because this in itself is going to create a very healthy obsession. And I say healthy obsession is like when we are obsessed with certain things, you know, in our lives that are making us feel so great and so happy, purely because this is meant to be part of our spiritual journey. So this is going to be something really important to you. Mind you, it doesn't necessarily have to happen on the 16th of June, but most certainly it's going to start changing on the 16th of June onwards, towards the end of that month. So it could take place in between the 16th of June and the 30th of June. Indeed. On another hand, this is brilliant because, you know, at the same time, almost it's like, oh my God, you've got a gift, like, to go for it, gift to do something. You have a gift to do this, and this is going to be so personal to you, but so important at the same time. On another hand, you know, also very important, someone is going to get in touch with you, and it's going to let you know about a very it's going to be like really important news indeed, but it's pretty much so to do with an investment, whether this is to do with an actual investment or whether this is to do with an investment looking at the big picture, what would be the best investment when it comes to your life, where you should invest your energy. This is all going to become evident and rather sacred moment in time for you, because the wisdom is going to be like, ooh la la, rather high up indeed, and that is going to create a very sound judgment when it comes to serene knowledge, but also when it comes to the common sense, of course. But it's just about being spiritually penetrated to this point, which just keeps you really, really high, and then you're just able to get a whole picture, you know, and once you see the whole picture, oh my God, you see so much that you didn't see before. So it's about the actual being very practical, analytical, and also by, you know, what you're going to do is you're going to work on the parts of your life also. It's going to be positive where you feel frequently too restrained. So if you are kind of find yourself stumbled about, or you're uncertain, this very much so happen when we are like in the middle of our path, in the middle of our spiritual journey. So you just need to remember the support is all around you. You need to remember this, the support is all around you. Rhodochrosite is something that I also highly recommend, my Lord. This is one of the most powerful crystals you can get, purely because it's very significant when it comes to your emotional balance, when it comes to your happiness, when it comes to getting things right, but also when it comes to like if we feel very deflated, if we don't feel right, if we feel weird, if we feel sad, if we feel down, if we feel negative, if we feel drained, you know, all these feelings and emotions, you know, they have an effect on us, and they have an effect on our way of acting and doing things, how long our energy is, our personal longevity and things like that. So every single time when you need a boost of energy, or you feel low, you feel down, I highly recommend you Rhodochrosite. It's absolutely fantastic, and it brings you that balance instantly, and you put it on and you can feel it almost instantly, like there is no tomorrow. I highly suggest you to wear this throughout June and July 2021, and this gorgeous crystal also comes with a gorgeous like a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, my gorgeous Aries, you're also supporting my channel as well. So now the third important date is what I was talking about before, is the 30th of June, 30. The last day of June. It's going to be like a big mama indeed, and purely because, you know, on one hand it's about this opportunity that is also going to start a new cycle at the same time, but also at the same time it's about good news, you know. It's about your personal advancement. It's what you kind of expected, but then it's to do with your desires, you know, but also it's to do with a certain desires are realized almost immediately at that moment in time. You need to pay attention to what desires are paying attention to, what is calling you. This is pretty much so to do with your personal spiritual journey, so it's fantastic, okay? An important moment when it comes to the results of efforts, but also at the same time, you know, pay attention to the actual abilities around you, because you're going to recognize the certain abilities that you should also pay attention to. And on another hand, you know, it's a great time for the promotion. Those of you who are waiting for the promotion, you know, this is going to be very positive time, the end of the month indeed. On one hand, you're also going to realize, you know, certain wariness, you know, who to be wary of. You know, there is a little disappointment when it comes to the certain person, and there may be stationary period in your life, but then at the same time this is going to be beneficial because it's going to help you to protect yourself from the certain person, or maybe like a certain group of people that is not actually the best for you. This in itself is going to open the whole new world of possibilities when it comes to new possibilities, new relationships, new approach to old problems. This is purely coming from your spirit, like really elevating itself to a much higher angle, you know. This is brilliant, and it's to do with new acquaintances and new knowledge as well. This is all going to be playing an important role because it's the time of accomplishment, and also it's the time to explore as much as you can. My God, I know this sounds like, oh yeah, explore, but it's just basically from the 30th of June onwards, you know, also like, you know, just explore as much as you can. Anything that just comes to you, just remember it's coming from deep within, the actual strong magnetic feeling in between you and things that you should be paying attention to. This is most certainly going to be known to you, okay? Very important indeed. Just remember to take action with passion, okay? This is something that I need you to remember. Okay, so now my gorgeous Aries, I'm just going to see that the first, you know, what the first part of June is going to be like, mid part of June and the last part of June. So the first part of June, you know, it's pretty much so going to be about you feeling like you want to celebrate something, and this is really brilliant, you know, because that moment in time, it's important because it's also as significant to give credit to yourself, to take care of yourself, to get something nice to yourself, and also to pay attention to work life a balance. Oh my Lord, so important in the first part of June in particular to pay attention to work-life balance. Spiritually, you're gonna be like, oh, all around the place. So any kind of connection that you feel to your own spirituality, maybe certain plants, may you feel connection to just get them, maybe certain crystals you will feel like connection to just get them. For example, maybe you will want to have like a bit of meditation in the nature. I mean, that's fantastic for like the whole ultimate rejuvenation. Really so important, you know, just go for it. So just listen to your body in the first part of June, especially. The mid part of June is just about, you know, you're gonna feel a very strong unity. You will want to have a unity maybe with a certain people or the certain group of people, for example, and most certainly you should go for it. Now it's time to kind of pay attention to those people that are sharing the similar journey with you, because they are going to be playing an important role when it comes to you basically trying to decide something, you know, because these people, whether these are people that you know, whether these are people that you're gonna meet, you know, but it's just about you kind of like using the knowledge of these people at the same time to compare something within you to see what the best outcome sorry, would actually be for you. On another hand, you know, this is all about the actual the certain idea, but then again, just remember to take take one step at a time, do not rush with anything, you know, and things like that. So because you are kind of going to start with one kind of idea and then it's just going to turn into something completely different later on. So that's why it's so important not to rush into anything. The last part of the actual June, you know, my lord, it's going to bring, you just need to remember, you need to be strong, you need to be powerful, you need to be courageous. The more strong, powerful and courageous you are, the more your self-esteem is actually going to be increased. What you need to remember at the end of June, my gorgeous Aries, that you are having a new start. You know, you have to trust yourself. You need to push your fears aside and take a leap of faith. This is very, very important indeed. Okay, so now I'm just going to see what is going to be your what is going to happen to those of you who are actually in a relationship, my gorgeous Aries, my gorgeous Aries. What is going to happen in June to those of you who are in relationship? Okay, this is very significant. You see this, absolutely gorgeous. You see this, very, very important. This means that you're actually going to have an important opportunity here. And through that opportunity, at the same time, emotionally, you are both, you and your partner, are going to be benefiting from this like there is no tomorrow. This is very, very important, you know. This is like about the actual having a finally control over a situation. There was something that, you know, affected both of you, and, you know, you've just lost kind of your path just a little bit. So now this month you are going to have an important control over a situation, okay? But on another hand, that is going to bring you strength and courage, because by the time you couples come to an end of this month, you're gonna see that there is going to be a very kind of unusual turnaround of events that you actually gonna have, and you will remember exactly what I was talking about. This is very important. And also on another hand, you see this, my gorgeous Aries, on another hand, you just need to, you see, you on another hand, you just need to basically remember that your partner, it's actually going to be just in a little danger. I'm sorry, but your partner is going to be in a little danger when it comes to maybe being somebody around your partner who is not who they claim that they are. So you just need to pay attention to it, because you know now. So if your partner feel pressure towards something, your partner feel pushed towards something and things like that, most certainly you should actually kind of you should just kind of pay attention to what this is, because some kind of like a not really nice person is just going to make themselves known, and I can see that your partner is going to change their mind. So I just need to kind of like to help you to kind of open your partner's eyes towards like some kind of like a maybe somebody who's not claiming that they are. So if your partner is trying to buy something big, or having if your partner is trying to have a big negotiations or something like that, they just need to be a little bit careful and maybe leave this month aside. If it comes to you, it's fine to do with your negotiations, but when it comes to your partner, your partner should wait this month and maybe try the next month. Very important, because somebody is gonna make themselves known, somebody not really nice, you know, and unusual. Okay, so now the next sign, now the next sign, I've gone on like a weeklies now. No, so now I'm just gonna check for the single Aries. Is there going to be somebody coming for the single Aries? Okay, single Aries, single Aries. Oh my lord, you see the Chariot. You see, it's very important to actually try to remember, and the Hierophant. It's very important, you see this, to try to remember, okay, that you are gonna realize that someone is not who is maybe claiming to be. But this is in terms of you, you know, like looking for someone, or for those of you that are single, you know, oh my God, karmically you need to let someone go, whether this is going to be somebody from the past, or whether this is going to be somebody again who you're going to meet maybe this month, you know, and then no baby, no, there is I'm being a bit of a dark lala this month, but you just have to be a little bit careful, because it's not only like that there is somebody really negative here that I'm seeing, but it's at the same time some kind of little bit of deception going on and dishonesty. So you are going to become aware of this. So that is just kind of like going to create a little bit of disappointment, but just remember that it's going to help you to move on from this person. So this person you already kind of maybe know from before, or you're just going to meet this person briefly in this month of June, but just, you know, it's karmically, sadly, you're going to need to work on it. You're going to need to realize, and you are going to realize this is not the right person for you, and it's still going to make you feel like, oh God, no. But then again, don't worry, you know, because by the time you get to the actual end of the month, you know, you're going to find yourself on a path where you're going to surprise yourself. It's to do with what you wanted to do for a while, but at the same time, it's just basically kind of like, it's to do with you finding yourself on the path where you already attempted something before. So this is going to happen again. Karmically, it's going to be repeated, and that is going to be the time when you're going to find yourself on a path with somebody very, very special, somebody very powerful, somebody very unique, and somebody very different. But these are only going to be the beginning stages of this person walking into your life, my gorgeous Aries, indeed, and it's not going to be that long whatsoever. Okay, my gorgeous Aries, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you, my gorgeous people, and I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of light, healing, peace and love to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you, Aries. Bye.